こんにちは。ナビゲーターの小山ひかるです。近年、私たちの国、日本を含むアジア太平洋地域や国際社会全体において、平和、安全、そして繁栄を脅かすさまざまな課題や不安定な要因が明らかになるとともに、グローバルなパワーバランスの変化が起きており、日本を取り巻く安全保障環境はますます厳しさを増しています。こうした中、日本はあらゆる事態に切れ目なく対応するため、防衛省・自衛隊の体制整備をはじめ、さまざまな防衛力の整備を積極的に進める必要があります。では、私たちの国、日本を取り巻く安全保障環境におけるさまざまな課題や不安定要因とはどのようなものなのでしょうか。具体的に見ていくことにしましょう。
Security challenges and destabilizing factors in the Asia-Pacific region, including the areas surrounding Japan, are becoming more serious. There has also been a tendency towards an increase in and prolongation of so-called grey zone situations, that is, neither pure peacetime nor contingencies over territory, sovereignty and economic interests. In addition, there has been a noticeable trend among neighboring countries to modernize and reinforce their military capabilities and to intensify their military activities. These situations are likely to increase the risk to cause unintended consequences and are security concerns to the international community, including Japan. In a global security environment, there is a growing risk that unrest or a security problem in a single country or region could immediately develop into a challenge or destabilizing factor for the entire international community. The activities of international terrorist organizations continue to gain momentum. Today, the threat of terrorism is not confined to the Middle East and North Africa, but is expanding globally. Also, unilateral acts that alter the status quo and heighten tension by ignoring international rules have left challenges for the international response. In addition, cyber attacks have become more and more sophisticated and skillful, and there are increasing risks to the stable use of cyberspace.
私たちの国、日本の安全保障・防衛政策として、今後の防衛力の基本的指針を示すのが防衛計画の大綱です。国際情勢の変化などに応じて、これまでにも何度も見直してきましたが、日本を取り巻く安全保障環境が一層深刻化している状況から、平成25年12月、新たな防衛大綱が定められました。ではどのような内容になっているのでしょうか。見ていくことにしましょう。
The NDPG was developed through the National Security Council and the Cabinet. It calls for the building of a dynamic joint defense force as the cornerstone for the protection of Japan's peace and security. It is essential to regularly conduct persistent intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance activities and swiftly build a response posture in accordance with the development of the situation to prevent further escalation. In dealing with such situations, it is also essential to minimize the damage with effective response through achieving decent maritime supremacy and air superiority. However, the quality and quantity of defense capability that supports the SDF activities were not sufficient. Thus, the NDPG outlined the enhancement of deterrence and response capability by pursuing further joint operations, improving the mission capability rates of equipment and further increase its activities, as well as developing defense capabilities adequate both in quality and quantity to support various activities. To this end, Japan decided to conduct a comprehensive capabilities assessment based on joint operations in relation to the SDF functions and capabilities as a whole, and identify the functions and capabilities that should be prioritized. The NDPG carries a great significance. It has made it possible to adapt to an ever-changing security environment surrounding Japan, and to realize a more prioritized and efficient defense capability build-up based on the results of these capability assessments. Additionally, the NDPG calls for the strengthening of various fields as the basic foundations for the SDF by strengthening a wide-ranging logistical support base and building up the most effective operational posture.
それでは、さまざまな事態に対処するためには、日本の防衛力はどのようなものであればいいのでしょうか。ここでは防衛力の在り方について見ていくことにしましょう。
Japan conducts swift and accurate information gathering activities through persistent intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance actions over an extensive area surrounding Japan in an effort to detect any signs of adverse actions at an early stage. Through such monitoring, Japan clearly demonstrates its resolve not to tolerate any change to the status quo by force, thereby deterring various situations from occurring. At the same time, Japan will swiftly and seamlessly respond to situations at an early stage, including grey zone situations, and establish the necessary posture to continuously address the protracted situation. Moreover, Japan will implement an effective response tailored to each situation, even in cases where multiple events occur in a consecutive or concurrent manner. In particular, MOD will emphasize ensuring the security of the air and sea surrounding Japan, responding to all threats and actions, such as attacks on the remote islands, ballistic missile attacks, as well as threats to cyber, outer space, or major disasters. Through persistent intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance activities in areas surrounding Japan, and the timely and appropriate implementation of training, exercises, and various other activities, Japan will ensure the stability of the security environment in the region. Moreover, by working in partnership with its ally and partners, Japan will promote multi-tiered initiatives, including bilateral and multilateral defense cooperation and exchanges, joint training and exercises, and capacity-building assistance. In order to respond appropriately to global security issues, Japan will strengthen various initiatives focused on arms control, disarmament, and non-proliferation, as well as actively promote international peace cooperation activities, anti-piracy initiatives, and capacity-building assistance. Based on the results of the capability assessments conducted from the standpoint of joint operations, the SDF will prioritize capacity development to ensure maritime supremacy and air superiority. This is a prerequisite for effective deterrence and response in various situations, including defense posture build-up in the southwestern region. Furthermore, the SDF will emphasize the establishment of a rapid deployment capability and the contribution to international peace cooperation activities with a consideration to establishing a wide-ranging logistical support foundation.
こうした防衛大綱に示された防衛力の目標水準を踏まえ、5年間に実施する防衛力整備の計画が中期防衛力整備計画です。では、自衛隊の体制整備は何を重視し、どのような機能や能力を整備しているのか見ていくことにしましょう。
To provide a more flexible and swift national response for units under joint operations, the Ground Self-Defense Force will establish a Ground Central Command. As part of this change, the Central Readiness Force will be disbanded and those subordinate units will be integrated into the new Ground Central Command. In order to respond swiftly, effectively and flexibly to an attack on remote islands and various other situations, the GSDF will transform 2 divisions and 2 brigades into 2 rapid deployment divisions and 2 rapid deployment brigades furnished with advanced mobility and intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities. In addition, by establishing a coast observation unit and area security units, the defense posture of the remote islands in the southwestern region will be strengthened. In order to enable the SDF to land, recapture and secure without delay any remote islands that might be invaded, an amphibious rapid deployment brigade will be established. Furthermore, in case of full-scale invasions, the GSDF will deploy mobile combat vehicles which will be newly introduced and will remove tanks deployed in basic operational units stationed in locations other than Hokkaido and Kyushu. In addition, artillery deployed in basic operational units stationed in locations outside of Hokkaido will be concentrated into field artillery units to be newly organized under the direct command of the respective regional armies. For the purpose of defending the sea surrounding Japan and ensuring the security of maritime traffic in the region, through the effective monitoring actions such as persistent intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance operations and anti-submarine operations, the MSDF will carry out various activities to secure maritime supremacy. The MSDF will increase the number of destroyers in the fleet. New compact destroyers will be introduced that offer improved capabilities to respond to various mission needs. Additionally, 2 Aegis-equipped destroyers will also be added to the fleet, bringing the total up to 8. Regarding the submarine force, both through new construction and life extension, the submarine fleet will see growth in the number of submarines to a total of 22. Turning our attention to patrol aircraft, continued maintenance of the P-1 will maintain the fixed-wing patrol fleet, but patrol helicopters will increase through new procurement. The ASDF will maintain air warning and control units in order to provide persistent intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance in most of the airspace over Japan and the surrounding areas. By consolidating warning and control operations at air defense command centers, the ASDF will gradually change warning groups into warning squadrons, as well as establish 1 new squadron in the air warning unit. The ASDF deployed 2 fighter squadrons at Naha Air Base and established the 9th Air Wing. As for other ASDF air unit changes, the 13th Fighter Squadron will be established and the Air Reconnaissance Unit will be disbanded. In addition, in order to secure capabilities for swift and large-scale transportation and deployment of units, 1 squadron will be added to the Aerial Refueling and Transport Unit, making it a 2-squadron architecture. Regarding ground air defenses, the ASDF will maintain surface-to-air guided missile units, which together with the Aegis destroyers and the surface-to-air guided missile units of the GSDF provide a multi-layered defense for Japan against ballistic missile attacks.
今後、陸上自衛隊内に新たに編成される予定となっている陸上総隊とはどのような部隊なのでしょうか。全体像を見ていくことにしましょう。
In the MSDF and the ASDF, each commander integrally operates respective service units across Japan, and the defense minister can deploy the units nationwide by issuing an order to the commanders through the Chief of Joint Staff in the case of contingency. In the GSDF, however, the 5 regional armies exist in parallel as the top-tier units, and the defense minister needs to issue an individual order to each of the 5 commanders of the respective regional army headquarters and others. In order to simplify the situation and improve efficiency of command of each army, the Ground Central Command will be established. With the revision of some army functions, this centralizes the command and control structure for the MOD. This will also improve coordination and control over joint operation units. As part of such efforts, the Central Readiness Force will be disbanded and its subordinate units will be integrated into the Ground Central Command.
いかがだったでしょうか。今後も防衛省自衛隊は防衛大綱に基づき、あらゆる事態に対応するため、自衛隊の体制整備をはじめ、さまざまな防衛力の整備に取り組んでまいります。
As the security environment surrounding Japan has become increasingly severe in recent years, the Ministry of Defense and the Self-Defense Forces will resolutely secure the lives, property, and peaceful lives of the people, as well as territorial land, water, and airspace in any situation.